My family is eating these sweet and sour cucumbers almost faster than I can grow them in the garden. Let me show you how I make this. Let's first go into my garden and pick some of these cucumbers. So let me pick my cucumber. Oops. There we go. Difficult doing with one hand. Okay, so here's one of these. Let's pick some more. So here's my actual harvest. I have 5 cucumbers that I could pick right now, and I've been making lots of these glasses of sweet and sour cucumbers for the last couple of weeks, so my cucumber plants are trying to keep up with it. And what I really like about this recipe is that it's very easy to make, and after like 2 to 3 days you can already start to eat this. So you don't have to wait for several weeks before you can open the jar with the cucumbers. It's a very fast recipe and it's so good. It tastes with many things, and it's one of the easiest and best cucumber recipes that I know. So the first thing I want to do is I want to remove the skin and cut these into smaller pieces. And I remove the core with all the seeds. And this is best done with an ice scooper. And this all here, this will go into the compost later, so there's no waste here. Okay, and now I cut these into, the size that you want it to be. And it goes into a bowl. Okay, so here is all I had from my cucumbers, and now I'm going to salt them, and I'm salting them very generously because this salt will be washed off later. And the point of the salt is to reduce the liquid in the cucumbers and make them soft. And in order for that to happen, I will now cover this and put it into the fridge overnight, and then I will continue tomorrow. After a night in the fridge, the cucumbers look like this. They have become quite soft, and you see here that the liquid has come out of the cucumbers in part. So my next step will be to remove the liquid and wash the salt off from the cucumbers. But before I do that, let me quickly go through the remaining ingredients. We also need 250 milliliters of water, 250 milliliters of white wine vinegar, 250 grams of sugar. Don't worry, you're not going to drink this later. Also 8 grams of salt, which is about 1.5 teaspoons, an onion, and half a tablespoon of mustard seeds. So this is the amount that you need for 1 kilogram of cucumbers. Okay, and I will now quickly wash the cucumbers. All right, so I set this aside for a moment, and I will now mix the water and the vinegar, the salt and sugar and the mustard seeds. Okay, that goes all in there. And I mix this a little bit. And this goes now on the stove, and I bring it to a boil. In the meantime, I'm preparing the onion. And I want these onion pieces to be larger chunks, so not too small. Now I am taking my glasses here, my mason jars, and I will now fill these jars with some onion and with the cucumbers, and I kind of make layers of it. So some onions, some cucumbers, some onion again, some cucumbers. I hope I have enough for 4 glasses. Jars, it's called jars. I always forget that. Let's see. And if you like it, you can also add some dill and some spices for cucumbers. I personally don't want that. I prefer it like this. But the original recipe has some dill in it, which I'm not so fond of, and my husband doesn't like it. So it's okay to leave it out. And as you can see, I press the cucumbers down in the jar. They're tightly packed. Okay. And so there's a little left over for a little bit of a jar. I will not be able to fill this one, but I'll throw in everything that I still have. Like this. Okay. Let's see what my mixture is doing. It's almost boiling. Oh, and I didn't mention that, of course, these jars have to be completely clean and yeah, should be washed out and maybe even boiled out. And especially if you want to keep these longer. For my family, I can assure you that we finish a glass in a couple of days, so these will be gone quite soon. And I don't have to worry about mold or anything too much. However, if you keep it in the fridge, they will last for a much longer time. You can, I think, for at least half a year. Okay, so now it's time to fill the liquid into the jars. And I fill them as far as I can, so all the way up. And fair warning, if you have your head too close to this pot, the vinegar will really bite in your eyes. So better step a little bit aside. Okay, and the remaining liquid goes into this jar with just a little bit of it, but that's okay. All right, now let me close the lids. And when I've closed these lids, I turn the jars upside down. All Right. I let these cool now completely, and then they go into the fridge, and in about 3 to 4 days I will open the first jar and give it to my family, and they will love it. So I hope you try this. I think it's a very good start also if you've never did anything with mason jars and have been worried about if you can do these things. It's a good start to canning. It's not difficult, it's not complicated, it's not involving special techniques. It's pretty easy and it's fun and it tastes fantastic. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe and also hit this little bell button so you get information when I'm having a new video out and you will never miss any of my recipes. Thanks for watching.